The law offices of Ron Scholes presents Miller on Sports, the only sports show that keeps you glued to your seat. Everything else is just talk. Now, here's your host, Richard Miller.
Oh, it's another beautiful, wonderful day to be alive in the city of Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome on in. This is Miller on Sports right here on Talk Radio 600 WBOB. Always brought to you by the law offices of Ron Scholes, a law firm of military veterans fighting for you. Check them out at youhurtwefight.com. Joining us now is Myron, cornerback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You remember him with his career at Vanderbilt as well, a third-round selection back in 2010. How are you, Myron?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Excellent. Life is good. And also, I know you've got a great foundation. Your grandmother, for her, the Isma Raymond Foundation. Tell us a little bit about this foundation.
I started this foundation because my grandma, she passed away from diabetes, and my parents and my aunts and a bunch of my siblings have diabetes. So, I decided, to start this foundation, to help support individuals with treatments and, just general knowledge about diabetes.
And were you close to her?
Oh, yeah, I was real close with her. When my parents first moved from the islands, my grandma and everyone, we all stayed in the same household. So, I was always close to her. And, with my brothers and my other cousins and other siblings, she's always around, and she's always there to support us and help us out in need.
To learn more about the Isma Raymond Foundation, go to ismaraymond.org. And I think grandparents, Myron, I think great memories and having fun as a little kid, going over there, great meals and Thanksgiving and Christmas. What's your best memory of your grandmother?
Well, I would say my greatest memory of my grandma was watching wrestling with her, because she used to love wrestling, and it was just her favorite TV show to watch. And she was always, even though she might not know the guy's name, but she always just talk to the TV and start yelling at the different wrestlers, and it's just a fond memory that I can remember of her.
Well, that's great. That's a wonderful memory right there. I guess, was she a Hulk Hogan fan, or she just had no favorite?
She didn't have no favorite. She just loved watching wrestling and just, I guess, watching the guys beat each other up, just having a good old time.
Awesome. Well, Myron, you and I both know the NFL lockout continues. Are you someone that pays attention, and do you read all the updates, or do you just focus on getting ready for the start of training camp?
No, I see some of the updates here and there, but, that's pretty much kind of out of my hand. I'm out of my control. So, the most that I can do is make sure that I'm prepared and ready for whenever this lockout ends. And, I be whenever the best players, I hit the ground running, I'm able to go and be able to help my team out to the best of my ability.
And most players I've talked to recently, they're usually doing 5-day workouts during the 7-day week. Are you sticking with solo workouts, or are you going with player workouts? What's your schedule like?
Well, I was recently down in Miami working out with Pete Bomarito, and he has different sessions with different guys, NFL players coming in, working out, have a great PT program. And, I went out there 5 days a week, and I recently came back to Tampa, and I started working out at South Florida just to, get my body ready back in Tampa and just get back to the Tampa atmosphere.
Well, you played one season in the NFL, 10 games. You started one game. You really started to peak towards the end of the season, going into this offseason, and we all kind of knew the lockout was looming. But what do you feel like you need to work on and have worked on going into the 2011 regular season?
Well, I'd say more foot quickness. A lot of guys in the NFL, they're real fast, real quick. As a DB, you should always work on your footwork, and just to be able to work on that is a great deal for me, and that can definitely help my weaknesses out on the field.
Well, you play in the secondary with Rondé Barber and another talented corner in Aqib Talib. Have you learned anything from those, and if so, what?
Oh, most definitely. Rondé, he's the father figure of the team, father figure of the defense. he's the GOAT of the team, and he knows everything, the ins and outs of the NFL. Just learning how to defend different plays from Rondé has helped me out, and learning how to watch film also has helped me out. With the keys to leave, he's been in the league 3 years, and just to have him there, he knows he's learning from Rondé too, and just to have him there to help me out and support me. Me and him, we're like pretty much the same type of athlete, tall, lanky, and physical. So he helps me out with a lot of my bump and run and a lot of reading coverages as well.
We're talking with Myron Lewis, cornerback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Check out his foundation, the Isma Raymond Foundation. Their website, ismaraymond.org. It aids individuals and families affected by diabetes. And Myron, you bring up an interesting point, your height. You're 6'2", or at least that's what you're listed as. How has your height helped and hurt you as a cornerback?
Well, I would say it definitely helps me out because, in the NFL nowadays, you have these 6'5" receivers, 200-plus pounds, and, you have some DBs out there that are 5'9", 5'10", and, it's pretty much a mismatch with jump balls, and with my height and my length, I'm able to, use my arms to cover more field as far as bump and run, and that has been a great deal for me to help me out as far as guarding, bigger, taller receivers. And as far as it affecting me being so tall, it's kind of difficult to go up against, smaller slot receivers.
During the 2010 season, you were drafted in the 3rd round, and a very solid draft by the Buccaneers, and a couple wide receivers there as well, Mike Williams out of Syracuse and Aurelius Ben out of Illinois. How did they help in your development through the season? Because going up against Ben and Williams, those are pretty big guys too.
We talk to each other day in and day out, just little things we need to work on as far as to help me out on, what I need to do as far as, like, reading the receivers, how they coming out their break, and I kind of help them out as if, they're standing up and when they're breaking down into a route. Just to have both of them there to support me and I'm supporting them, just us giving each other feedback has helped both of us out on the field.
And so many times we've heard at Myron that this is a quarterback league, but also the cornerback has become a premier position over the last 5 or 6 seasons. If you had one selection and you could say, okay, this is my shutdown corner, I give you Darrelle Revis or Nnamdi Asomugha, who do you take?
I'll take Nnamdi because, he's a tall, physical player just like me. He's very long and lengthy. I'll pick him reason because, we're built the same, and I have to watch him more as far as different techniques that he used, and we play exactly right.
Well, Myron, you played 4 years at Vanderbilt and a strong accomplishment. 23 years old, playing for the Buccaneers as well. You've accomplished quite a bit at such a young age, but playing in the SEC, down here in Jacksonville, we are in SEC country. Was there a team that Vandy just dreaded playing, say Florida or LSU? Was there that one team that you thought, oh gosh, not this weekend?
Well, I don't know about dreaded playing, but we did have difficulties playing Florida. It was my 4 years being there. We haven't beat them, and I always wanted to beat them. And that just kind of heartbreaking to me that I wasn't able to get a W over Florida.
And now, is that something that Ernest Graham kind of rubs in your face?
Oh yeah, all the Florida guys, they all rub that in my face. They're like, Vandy's no competition, and it's, how that is in the locker room. Our guys get a little intense.
Oh, yeah, it goes on and on. Well, you're playing in the NFL. Has there been one quarterback that on a week he just either tears up the secondary or just plays well? Has there been that one quarterback that you think, gosh, this guy is just really, really impressive?
I'd say, I guess within our division, Drew Brees and Matt Ryan, those are two great quarterbacks, and they're always making some great plays, fourth quarter plays, fourth down plays, third down plays. They're great help to their team.
Well, Myron Lewis, cornerback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was a pleasure, and check out his foundation, the Isma Raymond Foundation, for his grandmother, ismaraymond.org. It's for aiding individuals and families affected by diabetes. Myron, good luck with the rest of the NFL lockout with workouts, and hopefully we have a regular season very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on the show.
All right. Myron Lewis joining Miller on Sports on a Friday afternoon. And the rains start coming. Cornerback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was a pleasure. A lot of fun information. Just a fun little talk, a little sit down. Hanging out in Miami. He's in South Florida, getting ready to work out. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, hopefully the season starts soon. I think their first game is August 14th, August 11th. Hopefully we have that game. You're listening to Talk Radio 600 WBOB. You can always listen live at 600WBOB.com. Coming up, more sports talk. What would you expect on Miller on Sports? You're listening to Talk Radio 600 WBOB, Jacksonville's home for NASCAR.
Intercepted FSU! Touchdown FSU!
And Florida State football.